We are going to get started. I'd like to introduce Jen Risley from the Monadnock Co-op, and she will be talking to us about New Hampshire Eat Local Month, which starts August 1st to August 31st.
Thanks, Jessica. I'm Jen Risley, the marketing manager for the Monadnock Food Co-op, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about the history of New Hampshire Eat Local Month, because there's definitely a lot of people who set the path for what we're doing now, so it's really exciting to kind of give them a hat tip and before we talk about the growth of New Hampshire Eat Local Month. So I actually got connected to this initiative when I worked for the New Hampshire Farms Network, which was a nonprofit that promoted New Hampshire farms. And that, unfortunately, is an organization that dissolved, but Seacoast Eat Local was the first organization to come up with this. They were doing Eat Local challenges like lots of different groups were back in 2006. And after the first year, while it was successful, they realized they needed to broaden the message. So they started to have New Hampshire Eat Local Month Challenge for just the first week of August. And then that quickly became New Hampshire Eat Local Month, because you can never, keep a good thing down. So Seacoast Eat Local and the original board member from Meadows Mirth came up with the idea. The Department of Ag got very involved and supported it. And then Monadnock by Local helped out for 2 years before it became kind of more of a statewide initiative again. So that's kind of the brief history of New Hampshire Eat Local Month. The growth, because we have been kind of a small group working on it for the first few years, well, even before 2016. 2016 was the first year that we actually looked for partners to help us spread the word. So it went from about 64 partners, mostly centered in the Monadnock region, because that's where I'm from, Key, New Hampshire. But you can see steady growth after 2018 to this year, where we have 104 and counting. So we're definitely still looking for partners. So if you know anyone who's interested, just send us their email address and we'll work with them to onboard them quickly.
Thank you, Jen. This project has really been growing, and Jen is a part of our Education Action Team, which is one of our action teams that's a part of the New Hampshire Food Alliance in meeting all of its goals and missions. We talked about this earlier, but growing New Hampshire's food economy and community is the part of the Education Action Team wanting to work with the within the Food Alliance to do that. So we have been, we got together this year and we gathered around a shared message to engage communities on the benefits of local foods in New Hampshire. And we were doing that using storytelling and existing resources, but through that we are incorporating the new narrative from Food Solutions New England. And so again, working with our partners to spread the word about the benefits of eating local. We are working to create ways in which food producers and businesses can more easily share their stories. And EAT is dedicated, which is our abbreviation for our team, very apropos, but EAT is dedicated to educating our policymakers, producers, and the public on the benefits of local eating and improving policy to make local eating more accessible to more people. And why is eating local important? Well, local food is higher in nutrients. It has to travel less. And when food has the most nutrients in it when it's picked. So from the time if you can eat something from the time that you pick it, it has a lot more nutrients in it than if it travels across the country, sits in a warehouse, sits on a grocery store shelf before you purchase it. The nutrients start to die off because that plant starts to decompose. There's less of a carbon footprint, as we just talked about the travel being shorter. There's less chemicals used, in two ways. Some chemicals are used to ripen the fruit or vegetables, and so those chemicals get sprayed on so that they ripen faster. The other thing is that a lot of local farmers use more organic methods. Even though they may not be a certified organic farm, they tend to use more organic methods and use less chemicals in the production of their food. when you support your local farmers, you encourage growth of local agriculture, and it allows for more heirloom vegetables to be grown and more specialty crops, which that's another thing that New Hampshire Food Alliance is involved in. And then you support your local economy. And I'm not sure if anybody knows this, but there's that stat that, for every dollar spent in a local community, 70 cents stays in the local. Whereas it's the exact opposite if you take your money to a chain grocery store or to a box store. The other data that just came out recently with the Food Research and Action Committee is that they did a study on SNAP benefits, and they found that in rural communities that when I believe it's $22,000 of SNAP dollars are spent in that community, it creates one new job in the community. So they're showing that the use of SNAP dollars to be able to buy local food is helping to create jobs in the economy. And as we all know, buying local creates community connections, allows you to build a relationship with your farmers or with your local farm stand, or you might just, go to the farmer's market with your friends and have those social connections. It's a way for people to get out and be social and buy local food and support the local economy.
Okay, so getting into more of the meat of this year's New Hampshire Eat Local Month, I just wanted to go over some of the resources that we do have right now for our partners. We created a new social media toolkit that's live on our website right now. It includes a bunch of different posts that you can use for Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We have some sample images. We included the sizes to use for any of the cover photos on various social media channels, as well as our color scheme and our font. So feel free to look at that, use some of that guidance for any of your social media posts, and also make your own, and we can certainly share anything that you come up with. We have a press release. We sent that out, I think in June, early June. So hopefully you got that, and if you didn't, we can always send it around again, or you can message us and we'll forward that to you. But that's just a template. You can edit that and then send it out to your contacts. We also, Jen, sent it out to the media contacts. So hoping maybe we can build up a little bit of buzz around New Hampshire Eat Local Month. We usually do advertising on NHPR. This year we're going to split it between radio ads and a digital ad on their website. NHPR really has some of our key audience members usually very invested in what's going on locally, politically, that kind of thing. Another way that you can get your audience more involved with New Hampshire Eat Local Month is using social media advertising. Facebook in particular has pretty cheap ads, and they usually have a pretty good bang for their buck. You get anywhere from usually around 1,000 to 10,000 impressions just from paying for a $20, $30 advertisement on Facebook. And you can also do the same thing with Instagram and probably Twitter. I'm not really sure how Twitter advertising works, but I'm sure you can. We have an event calendar on our website. So if you have anything, it doesn't have to be specifically for New Hampshire Eat Local Month, but if you have any events that you want on that website that are happening during August, definitely share those with us and we'll upload it on the event calendar so that anybody who goes to our public website can see those events and what they're interested in and maybe go to them. We'll be sharing content from you guys. The first week of August is also National Farmers Market Week, and that's an annual event by the, who is that by, Jen, do you know? The organization?
Sorry, I'm muted. It was a Farmers Market Coalition.
Farmers Market Coalition, that's it, thank you. So they do that every year. They have a bunch of different, they have a toolkit online. They even have a special font. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but you can go check it out. So during that week, it's good to get really engaged with spreading the message around farmers markets, and it ties right into New Hampshire Eat Local Month. So And then finally, we're doing some new things for 2019. We'll be doing a different kind of campaign each week. So I'll go into more of that. So the first week, if anyone was a partner last year, they probably saw we did a month-long scavenger hunt. This year, we're going to shorten it to a week. It's going to coincide exactly with National Farmers Market Week. So we'll be doing it from August 1st until 9th, around that time. We have some changes from last year. So last year, like I said, we did it for a month. Each week was a separate category with, I think, around 10 things to find each week. And the way that the winners worked last year is that the more you post, the more chances you had to win, essentially. So the person who posted the most would win the prize. So this year, we're going to be doing a random drawing for the winner so that people don't necessarily get discouraged by, maybe there's somebody who's posting a lot, so they feel like they have more chances to win. So we're hoping to encourage more participation this year. So when you see, we'll be releasing that list the first day of August. We'll come up with some graphics that you can share. So we definitely encourage you to share the list of items, tag us, and make sure to use the hashtag NHEatLocalHunt so that we can see it, and that will be the official hashtag for the week. For week 2, this is actually going to be on the website all month long, but we're really focusing on it for week 2. It is a local $5 pledge. So this was adapted from a campaign that the Food Alliance had started to do a few years ago, and we decided to take that and kind of morph it into something for New Hampshire Eat Local Month. So we're going to, this is a flyer that we designed. It'll be on the website. It'll be free for you to print out, put wherever you want, share it. So the goal for this is to just a simple, easy way that people can show their support for local food, pledge to spend $5 a week. You can see in the flyer right there that there's a pretty good economic impact of just $5 a week. It would add over $300 million to our economy, and that number is from the 2010 census. So actually, now that the population has gone up, it'll be a little bit more too. And we're hoping on that website, on that page, we'll list some things about why people should eat local. And it'll be similar to the Shift Your Shopping campaign by Monadnock Buy Local. People will just type their names in and it will show up on the list to show their support. Week 3, this is new for this year too. We're going to be doing some increased storytelling to kind of really give the month a more personalized feel. So we encourage all of our partners. There's a link in this presentation. This presentation will be available afterwards. But that links to a Google form where you can submit your story. We invite you to share your successes, your challenges, and why eating local helps, or why it's important to you as either an individual or organization or business or a farm. We'll be organizing these on our website so that when you click on with the bio or the picture, it will pull up the information about the person or organization, and we're hoping that it will the personal stories that people tell really, pull people in. It increases your commitment to, this is why I should eat local, because it helps my neighbor. I know this person, this is what they struggle with, and this is how I can help. And week 4, the film festival. So there has been a yearly film festival in Keene held by the Monadnock Farm and Community Coalition. This year that will be happening again from August 23rd to 25th. And it's a collection of feature-length and short films. The coalition has a whole library of films. This year they'll be showing a feature-length film, I think, at the co-op, and then they'll be showing a collection of short films on different farms. They also tie it in with a farm tour. So we're using the 4th week as a kickoff to hopefully what we can do is partner with you or with other organizations across the state, maybe one in each region, And we'd like it if we could kind of continue this throughout the fall and have other organizations host either the same film or they can pick their own. It's low cost because a lot of the films we already own the rights to, or the coalition does, and they've given us permission to use those films, as well as they have a full toolkit, press releases, really just a ton of available resources that are open for use. So please feel free to reach out if you would like to host, if you're interested in doing that. We can certainly send you more information. So now we'd really like, I'm going to go ahead and unmute everyone because we really want this webinar to be kind of participatory, and we'd really like to hear what you would like to see for the month, what support you need, if there's any challenges that you face that you'd like us to help you with, and what has been successful in the past that you'd like to see carry on. So everyone should be unmuted, and if you're not, you can unmute yourself. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to speak up.
Samantha, one of the things this is Lisa Moore, and one of the things I'd like to do is offer is to reach out to some of the people that I already know serve local foods. We have a restaurant, we have a, that kind of thing. As far as signage, New Hampshire Eat Local Month, do you guys have printed materials or can help with maybe printing just the New Hampshire Eat Local Month logo that I could peddle to them to put in their window for the month or something like that? I guess I'm trying to find ways to reach out to our local people who aren't on this call, or maybe you already have a list of people that you're reaching out to that I don't know about.
Mm-hmm. So we do have, Jen made a, she has like an event page thing that she created for the co-op. And I think we're going to adapt that and share that publicly so that could work for any community organizations or businesses that are hosting events during August. And the the Pledge $5 campaign, that's a printed flyer, but we haven't made a more general one, but I think that's a good idea. So I'm gonna write that down, and we can certainly, it wouldn't be hard to do it all, just a standard 8.5 by 11 printed flyer will be fine in a PDF. We can do that.
There are some other templates from past years we haven't updated yet, but they're available on the website. So there is a fillable form where you can put down any events that are happening in your community. There's a small little ad. So if you do have a local publication that you could just easily add add a sentence about your organization and send it off. But like Sam said, if there are other things that people are looking for, we can make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
We here in Littleton, New Hampshire are hosting a film. We're partnering with Meadowstone Farm. We're both working on this together. The littlest big farm, the biggest little farm, some kind of farm, mid-size. No. And we will be doing local food. Meadowstone is providing the food. They'll probably cook it here at the deli. And then it'll be at the Colonial Theater on August 3rd. It's a free movie for anyone who wants to see it. Tickets come out on the 12th, just because this is the premiere. Colonial will continue showing the film throughout the week, but the first night will be the premiere. And we're doing sort of a red carpet thing, so everybody needs to wear their barnyard best, and we're going to try to have some fun with it. And eat local food and really concentrate. We're inviting farmers and organizations. So you guys are invited. And if you come, let us know. We did a meet and greet with another farm film a couple weeks ago. And I tried to connect up farmers with consumers. And so all the farmers had a name tag on with their farm name. And we'll be doing that. Or an organization that supports farmers also will have that on their name tag to get the conversation started, focusing on that. We're also going to be doing a community meal on believe it's the 13th of August. It'll be a free lunch from 12 to 2 featuring local meats and local corn. It's going to be a little bit of a potluck type, people bringing hopefully side dishes made with local food, ingredients listed. We're also doing a local guide. Our marketing department is doing a local food guide with a map, and that'll come out at the end of the month. So yeah, that's what's happening up here in the North Country.
Great. How was that? How much, like what were the logistics, I guess, to kind of put that event on, that type of event?
Excuse me?
What were the logistics like to put on that type of event? Was it difficult to organize, or was it kind of partnered with a bunch of other organizations?
I've only been here for like 6 months. A lot of these things are new. I know the first film, are you talking about the film?
Yeah, and the community dinner, yeah.
So I've done one community dinner and did it in like a week. I didn't realize that I was supposed to be doing it. And so we pulled that together in a week, and that was at the beginning of June, a free meal, because our regular like once a week food dinner in the area stopped for the summer, and so we offered one more meal at the co-op. And I've learned from those, so I think the next community dinner is going to be a lot easier. Working with the Colonial and with Meadowstone has been easy. I'm just trying to think of all the pieces ahead of time. Now that I've got each of that under my belt, I better know the pieces that I need to think about. So, so far so good.
Great.
It's just about, making sure the circle is ending. Like last time, I didn't have a cleanup crew. And all of a sudden, I came out of the film and went, oh, it's just me and my husband here. We need to clean up. Oh, duh. Stuff like that. You just have to think everything through.
Hi, I do have a quick question. Can you all hear me okay?
Yep.
Hi. Yeah. So I'm very new to this. Thank you so much for all the work that you're doing. It's incredible. I'm with the Agrarian Trust. And so I just wanted to make sure that as long as we're doing the ways partners can support New Hampshire Eat Local Month, that's pretty much what you all are asking for, right? Under partner support, that link on your website?
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so that just kind of spells it all out, and as long as I'm doing those things, then that's what this movement's about, right?
Yeah, and we also we want to make sure that it's kind of a back and forth, so we want to make sure that we're supporting you guys as well, so that you feel like you have the best tools available to kind of spread the message. I know that, obviously we all have, I don't know about you guys, but I'm sure we all have very limited time and resources. Those seem to be the biggest challenges, especially for a lot of nonprofits, which I know a lot of you work for. So anything that we can do to help, just please let us know. And we can try to work around that as well.
So for the press release, are you thinking, I put it on my calendar to probably put it out, next week, or hang on, is that the third week in July, right? So is that kind of what you think would be good timing in terms of putting the press release out?
Yeah, I think that works fine. We're going to be starting for example, the NHPR radio ad that will be started around the same time. So I think, obviously we want to have it would be great if all of our partners could actually start some of their messaging a week or two beforehand, so that people are aware of the month, so that they're not just, jumping into August blindly almost, and then all of a sudden it's all happening and they're unprepared. So we usually do, Jen, in previous years, we've gotten a good number of partners during the month of August, right? Some people have signed on, yeah.
Yeah.
So that also helps to spread the message more, and if people see it through your channels and notice what you're doing, then they're more likely to partner with us as well and grow the month.
Awesome. This is very exciting. Thank you so much for all the work you guys are doing. It's great.
Yeah, and just echoing what Sam said, we're only as good as all of our partners working together. And that's what's so cool about this is it's modeled after a national effort, the Shift Your Shopping. So the fact that we're doing statewide and have this many partners, it's like we have the potential to just spread the word everywhere. If we're all just doing our little tiny parts, no matter what you could do, like even like you said, it's just putting it on your website. Don't worry about how much or how little you can do. Just do what you can, because it really makes a difference. So thanks to everybody.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I think this year we're trying to, since we're also, expanding it more out throughout the state, we've also been trying to kind of diversify our partners a little bit more. For example, we asked Mr. Fox Composting if they would partner with us, and she sent me an email back and she was like, well, I don't really know if we have, I don't know about if we have a strong connection to local food. I don't know if it really would fit in. And I mean, we all have to eat, first of all. So I think it definitely is a message that everyone can get behind. But even organizations and businesses that don't necessarily, maybe they don't farm or they don't try to increase farmland access, or they don't, have New Hampshire made products, that kind of stuff. I think they can still get behind the message. So no matter who your audience is, I still think it's important to kind of share this with them, because it really can connect back to everything that we all do. So.
Hey, this is Josh Marshall from New Hampshire Farm Bureau. I just wanted to share with you, we have a bi-monthly membership newspaper that goes out. So July, August is an issue. So I had to be out a little bit in front of it. But if any of you are Farm Bureau members, you will see NH Eat Local page with all sorts of information about what's going on. The best information we had at the time, this was like the middle of June that I was finishing up. But I think when a lot of our farms see it, I don't get direct feedback necessarily, but I do hear from some in some regions that use this to advertise for themselves too. And I think we've got like 1,500 farmer members, something like that, 1,500 or 1,600 farmer members. So that's what we're trying to do, is just encourage our farmers to jump on board and utilize this as a way to encourage people to show up at their farms or visit them at the farmers market, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Another resource besides the press releases, there is a generic PSA, and lots of your radio stations are obligated to run PSAs. So they're not only doing us a favor, you're doing them a favor by taking the link and saying, hey, can you go ahead and put this in your loop? So if you have any contacts or are looking for any contacts locally of radio stations, even if they're owned by huge conglomerates, they will still play it. So definitely take advantage of that too.
This is Lauren Caskey. I missed the first couple minutes of this webinar, but if there are any kind of point of sales marketing pieces or things that help, I work with hospitals for Healthcare Without Harm. And what the hospitals who are serving local are always asking from me is ways to highlight what they're doing so their customer base can see it. So the more kind of point of sale materials that just make it really easy for people to show what they're doing, the better.
Yeah, we can definitely modify some of the things that were made mostly for like promoting events, but I can totally see now that you mentioned that, how we can make something really quickly, even if it's like table tents or a little sign that they could put by the register. That's a great idea.
That would be great. Table tents, if a hospital's participating, would be awesome.
Okay. Oh, that's a great idea. That's, yep.
And we also do this, I don't know if this would really fit into the whole hospital aspect, but the social media toolkit, some of the posts are sales oriented, mostly targeted towards farms and co-ops, but we do have a few posts that kind of advertise that you might have local food for sale, encouraging people to come in and try your restaurant or specific food. So that could be, I could see that language being really easily adapted to any sort of product-based environment as well.
Great.
Lauren, are you on the partner list already?
I don't think I am.
Okay. Do you mind putting your contact information, or maybe we already have it, so, but just to make sure that I follow up with you.
Sure, in the chat?
Sure, that'd be awesome.
Sure.
Thank you.
Just a FYI, the first week of August is also, wait a minute, it's the first week of August or the second week. It's National Community Health Care Center Week. So we're going to be partnering with our local community health care center to present a workshop on local foods and talk about local foods and all these reasons that you have on one of the slides.
Great.
Well, that's cool.
Can anybody think of any anything that maybe you feel like you're missing from our resources, or I guess things that you feel like you might need some more support on, anything that you're confused about for the month?
I know that I'll probably see whatever as part of the education action team, but will you be releasing the scavenger hunt info prior to, or is it more like as soon as it starts coming out of your social media, we should start amplifying?
I think we could probably send it out to our I don't think we'll post it on the website before the event, just because we don't, I mean, it's public, so I don't want people taking pictures ahead of time and then posting them on Instagram. Right. But if people want, I can definitely send it out to our partners over email so that they can prepare for that and have the materials ahead of time.
Damn, I don't know if it would make sense to, we've sent a generic press release out, a couple weeks ago, but we could do one just for the scavenger hunt with a little bit more information.
A separate one.
There's a lot of information in our first one, so that might be worth it.
I think something that we've struggled with a little bit here is the fact that we are a food co-op, and a lot of the materials out there, not just from you guys, but all over the internet, when talking about supporting local food, is all about direct farmer to consumer buying, whether it be at a farmer's market, CSA, farm stand, something like that. And about all the benefits and how you should do that. And we're obviously all for that, but we're also a business and we don't want to contradict ourselves by saying, oh, go buy these farmer products somewhere else. So that's, I think, something that we've, or I've personally struggled with a little bit, and maintaining that good balance and making sure the stuff we're putting out is mutually beneficial for the farmers, but also ourselves and our business.
Okay. Yeah, kind of not creating a sense of competition, right?
Right.
I can definitely relate to what you're saying as, working for the food co-op again. And we've just spent a lot of time shining a light on our local producers and focusing on that, and you guys are already offering an awesome event, so just making sure that you promote the heck out of that, which you're already doing. And talking about New Hampshire Eat Local Month, co-ops are like the hub of getting all this information out. So we have a big poster out in the front of our co-op every year, and yeah, just getting the message out is a really important thing for the co-ops to be doing overall. So I think the more of us that are doing it in New Hampshire, and I've been working with neighboring food co-op association to see if they could provide a little bit more to information to food co-ops to make sure that we're all participating. Because right now it's only been a couple of us. I think you guys have participated a number of years, and the other co-ops a little bit slower. So maybe too, we could talk offline of how we can promote it even more in ways that feel comfortable for us and get the word out, like the local food powerhouses that we are. So that'd be fun.
Yeah, and also if, if anyone's kind of like stuck on getting like the language right or some kind of wording or just not sure about kind of message they want to send out there for a target audience, you can also send, me an email. I'm sure Jen would be happy to take a look at it. Either one of us can kind of work with you to kind of go back and forth and make sure that what you want to say is being effectively communicated. So.
You guys did a lot last year, right, on social media? Or was that 2 years ago?
No, it was last year, yeah.
It was awesome stuff. So I'd say just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have anything to add? We're about 15 or so minutes from closing. So if you have any last comments or questions about maybe any of the specific weeks or anything like that, let us know.
Samantha, is there a place where we're to be in touch with you about what's going on? I apologize. I didn't really review materials before this call. So in other words, you're saying share your event ideas with us, but what if we're having events? Do we let you know? Is it your Facebook page? I'm not sure. What are we doing?
Just send us an email and we'll put whatever you have. What I do is I look at all of our partners' Facebook pages, and as much as I can find stuff on the website, so I'm actively kind of sucking events.
Jen basically
but the more that you can just send me, like I know a couple people sent me an email today and were like, we have this event. And I'm like, great, just send me a link and I'll go from there. We want to make it as easy as possible for everybody because we know that you're busy. So even if you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have time to tell, New Hampshire Food Alliance or Jen, just put it on your Facebook page and we will hunt it down and we'll add it.
Okay. So you're saying send you an email. I don't see like a contact us or something on this particular page. How do I do that?
Oh, we can put our emails around the website. I don't think there is a contact form on the page, but that is something that we could add.
Yeah, if you go to they all throughout the pages are kind of, we need to make it a little bit more obvious, but if you see any like links on the website that tell you to, share something with us, they're all editable or they're all linkable, so just click on there. But you can email marketing@monadnockfood.coop and I'll put that on the chat so you can send anything to us. But I'm sure Sam in her follow-up will also give her contact information. And if you're listed as a partner, you've definitely been flooded by emails from both of us. So definitely get on the partner list and we'll send stuff your way and you can reply to those.
If you go to the NHE local website and under the events tab, the first thing that pops up is an email address. I think it's the Monadnock marketing@Monadnock Food Co-op. So it's right there above the list of events.
Thanks, Josh.
I'll type my email into the chat as well. New Hampshire Eat Local Month also has a Twitter page, a Instagram profile, and a Facebook profile. And if you go to the partner resources on our website, all of our account information is in the social media toolkit that we posted. So you can go find us on those channels as well and follow us. We post pretty frequently, and either Jen or myself is checking those probably daily or at least every other day. So especially during August, we'll be checking it daily.
I just posted the partners link too, in case you're not a partner.
Yeah, if you don't see yourself on the website, let us know because you're not listed yet. So.
And Sam, is it right if they use the hashtag that it automatically, like if they use a hashtag on Twitter or on Facebook or on Instagram, does it automatically post to our page?
No, it doesn't, but it'll help us find it.
Okay, good.
I don't know, actually, I know at one point it did, but I think that got broken, so that's a really good point. We should try to get that back if it's not there. Thank
Okay.
you. Yep.
Oh, you mean on the web, it will show up on a feed on the website?
Yeah, we had it as a Twitter feed, but I think when different upgrades happen to WordPress, it breaks things, so
Okay.
I'm not all about that, so thanks, Jess.
Sure. And when you use the hashtag NHE Local Month, anyway, even if it doesn't link to our page, when you click on that hashtag on social media, it will bring you to every post that everyone else has ever made with that hashtag. So it's useful for seeing. I would encourage all of you to not rip off other people's work, but definitely take inspiration from what other partners are doing, kind of adapting what they're doing. Maybe somebody else made a really cool graphic or has a nice advertisement that you can kind of take bits and pieces from different and put into your specific work too. And Jen's posting our Instagram in there, our website, so.
Oh, we've got a question.
Sure.
So being up here in the North Country, some of our farmers are from Vermont, and some of them are from Maine, which is not Eat Local New Hampshire, but it is Eat Local North Country. So what do you do when your range is, how have you guys done that?
We define at the COPE, we define local as just like a general 100-mile radius.
Yep, and I know that's a really common definition. I think that's being in New Hampshire. New Hampshire's such a small state. I know a lot of people do live along like the borders of Vermont, the borders of Maine, even in Massachusetts, due to the southern part of the state. I think that's one reason why we haven't specifically put language online about this is like this is how we define local. We don't want to put a definition of local to make people feel restricted to that. So I think it's really up to you to how you want to choose your wording in that. Because you're right. I mean, if people live 10 minutes away from the Vermont border or live in Vermont, then buying local from those areas is still helping their community and helping their economy. So I wouldn't shy away from that in your messages.
And I know Vital Communities has that same issue.
Right, yeah.
But they kind of, go ahead and promote it anyways in their own way. I mean, if you drop the NH and just put Eat Local, that'd be wonderful. Luckily, Massachusetts has their Eat Local Month is also in August. I think that Vermont is maybe in September. I could be wrong about that. So yeah, just do 2 months of promotion rather than just one.
And the scavenger hunt, in the rules, we technically define it as it must be produced or made in New Hampshire, but if you need to kind of adapt that, you can. And also, I don't, when people submit their entries, I'm not gonna look up every single product that they have or where they live. I don't have time for that to begin with, and I don't feel like we should be, that picky about where people.
You're not going to be the New Hampshire local food police?
Right, exactly. I think it's really up to you. And I mean, it especially depends on where you live, too. The UNH office is based in Durham, which is super close to Maine, so we could even. And that also becomes an issue, too, with seafood, especially because it's not like, the waters don't have state borders. So how you promote local seafood, I think most people will just kind of say, like, get your seafood from the New England Ocean, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Don't feel like you're restricted to New Hampshire Eat Local Month.
Okay.
So, does anybody else have anything before we sign off? We're all set. I will be, this webinar, I made sure to record it. I didn't forget, so pat on my back for that because sometimes I do. So it'll be online on the website, and I'm also going to just send everyone who registered a reminder email when I do post it. And I'll make sure to send out an email to all of our partners with this webinar as well, so that people can get ideas from each other. And we can also include our contact information. And I'd like to thank you all also for all of your suggestions and information about what you're doing and how we can support you. I think it's definitely important to the month to know what other people are doing. So thanks, everyone.